Never speak your passions by the wildwood. The heedfulness that might have saved their lives from harm was torn in two, and afterward they were dismayed, bewildered by surprise. The father looked as handsome as a dream of elvishness, a man whose element seemed fire, his aura crackling energy, his potent green-eyed glance a stream of sparks. The mother softer, secretive, blue-eyed, her element not fire but water, force that mines the roots of mountains, flies to clouds. Was he too proud of flame, too rich in youth? Did she demand too much in quietness? Or did their beauty lure the wildwood's stare? Of course, he was the one to speak the words, sudden, wrathful, turning on the children, two little boys who leaped in reckless joy and never thought of punishment and doom. I wish I had a daughter, not you boys, who shut your ears and are no help to me. The edge of things is always dangerous, and trees may shelter eyes and ears that do not care to please, the shade where something hears, the dark where something sees. 2. What hears and laughs at us from wildwood leaves? Is it the fays, the fated ones who slip and weave through leaves and branches soundlessly? The tall medieval elves who sing of loss? Is it mere fairies, dwindled down from elves, or else made small and soulless from the start? Might it be demons curled in flower cups and murmuring a malediction song? Or do the fallen angels seek out shade, their spirits winding to and fro like snakes, each seeking to seduce some human soul in darkness underneath the wildwood's boughs? Whatever breeze it was that stirred the leaves, some rustling presence marked the father's cry and laughed to hear the spill of thoughtless words, so that he paused and turned uneasily to face the trees before he shepherded his sons toward home. But from that very day they changed, diminishing from what had been, their merriment at ebb, their features thin, their eyes the wisdom wells of suffering. What power led him that very night to seed the woman's flower? Who called a child toward light from her conception's hour? 3. And so the little boys went sickening into the darkness, mystery, and fate, though no one knew a good wherefore or why the infant in her mother's belly thrived as if she drank her brother's strength away. They four, the mother, brothers, unborn babe, lay slumbering or waking on the bed, the two dwindling, one grieving, one swelling. The father boiled spring water in a shell and called upon the air to bring sons home, to banish changelings from their hearth. No use, no earthly use, for that was not their doom. The mother labored hard and bore a girl as brimming full of health as a fresh plum, so that they marveled at her coloring and beauty, though the mother also wept, for weariness and sadness ruled her days. That night the parents dreamed the self-same dream of healing, fragrant flames on the hearthstone, and brothers playing, laughing in the fire, who turned to smile and give one radiant look. Morning brought long-expected news, called mirror, sounds of warning, a sunrise like a bruise, woe despite forewarning. And here they are, the little boys. 4. Fresh woven in the mornings for 3 days, the wreaths of violets and forget-me-nots cradled the head of boys who seemed to sleep within a fragrant box of applewood, while in the yard the wings from fresh plain trim were stirred and lifted by an idle breeze, as if such thoughtless things could wish to fly. The rosy child was passed from hand to hand, neighbors finding solace in the new. The father hunched alone, his bandaged hands held awkwardly before the scrap-fed fire. The mother couldn't be made comforted, but paced and cried along the forest edge, her hair disheveled and her clothing torn. And when the time was come to tuck the boys to sleep like dormant seeds inside the ground, she struck the boards as if to smash away into the night of earth that held such stars. Later, the father and the mother lay, not touching, no, nor lightening their pain, marooned upon the ice floe of the sheets. The arc of cradle rocked the child, who babbled to a spark of star, by light beguiled in the unbrothered dark. 5. A strange beginning for a human babe, to watch her mother's face be like a sky with skimming clouds and flashes of bright beams, but also rain in downpours without end, or sleet and snow that comes down soft and deep and wants to cover everything in white until the world is still with sleep and hush. One day the mother kneeled to hook a chain around the baby's throat with heart of lead to warm against the skin and make her tug the heavy, unaccustomed thing away. And stamped on the soft metal were 2 words, "My Savior." For the mother said the child had saved her from the madness of raw grief. And once the girl went toddling out of doors, so that her mother shrieked and fled to look in well and cellar and the verge of woods, as wild with fear as she had been before, until she found her sitting in an aisle of summer buds and flowers washed by sun and tended by the buzz of honeybees, as if she had been drawn by loveliness or some siren hum in nature that lured the child to come, to see, to adventure, creation's secret thrum.